Proud of you.
Work you up.
Yeah.
So you guys doing winter, are you then?
Might
Why
do.
not? Well, you know, at 12 degrees, that's officially our winter time, and we have registered winter swimmers. And it's 13, so there's only one more degree. I'm so glad I got up. Wait. Winter time, we've got at least 400 people on the swimming register there.
No, we have more.
Probably more now, yeah.
We have about 700.
700 now.
Yeah.
But that's from like 2 years ago. There was about 400 2 years ago.
Yeah, it's grown a lot.
Why do I swim? Because it keeps me sane. As sane as I'm going to be anyway. And it's so lovely having it, because I walk or cycle, so I see all the seasons all the year. I mean, I'm not a great swimmer. It's just getting that fix every day. Well, most days.
I gradually extended swimming from the summer, and then you find you're getting into the winter and that it is manageable.
Well, it's just amazing. There's a lot of people that see this place as a sanctuary, and as a place that they can get away from city life and get away from their problems, and I think that's why they're so fiercely protective of this place.
For me, it's an antidepressant. Like, it's better than anyone I've ever tried before. So it's really important that I come here at least 3 times a week. I discovered when I went to Folkestone swimming, and I cried when I came back, and I was like, why are you so upset? It's just Folkestone. And then I realised it's because I was swimming outdoors all that time. I had to decipher, work out what was the reason. And then when I found the reason, I was like, well, then you have to do this all the time.
I come because it's like a meditation for me. It's like every day I drop into the water, and whatever else is going on, that doesn't stop being true, but everything is right here, right now, especially when it's cold. So in the summer, sometimes I'm a bit more lax about coming. But in the winter, my body just adores it. And however I feel, I come and I get in the water, and it's like being held in a womb, only really, really cold. And it's just, I don't know, I feel like a massive hippie, but it's just total connection for that time that I'm in the water.
It's almost like a secret, isn't it, in a way? But you do your swim in the morning, you know what you've experienced, you go back to your work, and people don't know what they're missing.
It's a great community of people. You know, you get to know a couple of people fairly well, but a lot of people, just by looks, I mean, we all change, the communal changing room, you know, by the time you've seen each other in with no clothes on, there are no holds barred, you just say anything to each other, really.
Some people come in groups. There's a lot that come in groups, and like the whole sort of solidarity thing of either they're runners and they want to, you know, swim and run together, and they, you know, and they might share a common thing that they're all mums or something like that. And but then there's a lot of people who do come on their own, but then they come at times and they know they're going to bump into people that they know. So some of the ladies actually only know the people that swim at the same time they do, and it's only when you get to these like events that they get to meet everybody else.
Hello, Rona.
Hi.
Wow, look at your hat. That's fantastic.
Bin
Oh my God.
Bin liner in a cardboard box.
That is such a cool hat. Wow.
It took me all evening, I have to
Well
confess.
done.
It's not true. It's really cool. It's not very comfortable. I feel a bit like Abraham Lincoln.
It's so cool. Well done.
Witches! Welcome, witches! When shall we three meet again in thunder, lightning, or in rain?
When the hurdy-gurdy's done, when the bathing's lost or won.
That'll be air, set of sun. Where the place?
Upon the heath.
There to meet Dan McBee. Fair is foul and foul is fair. Hover through the fog and fill the air. I come swimming.
And on, and on.
I swim, and now we're gone.
We're like children. Okay, go on then. Okay, go on. Look, I put my head under. But you don't get this in a Swiss cottage lifestyle. Anyone else?
Okay, yes.
They like the challenge. They like being able to get into cold water and, you know, being at one with the elements, and, you know, if they can do that, they can do anything.
One of the best days, the ice and the snow day, I think I will remember for the rest of my life. That was really exciting. It just felt like a real achievement.
It's a bit like swimming in a moggery, so when it starts to get icy, so before it forms a solid crust, it just gets a bit thick and the water gets sort of chilly and textured.
I love it when there's ice. I love the little kind of crisscrossy tinkling sound. It's not exactly tinkling, it's more of a kind of slightly threatening rustle.
The things that I remember most are the first winter I trod barefoot on snow to get into the pond, and the realisation that the snow is soft and relatively warm. And then coming out of the pond and walking on ice and your feet sticking to the ice, that's not nice. And then blizzards, and then before a thunderstorm, after a thunderstorm, in sheet rain with the raindrops hitting the water and making bubbles. Just being at water level and being underwater level and seeing all those incredible acts of nature going on. And just recently swam when the eclipse was on and went underwater, and it was completely black for the first time ever.
I think they also get a buzz out of it though. If you do it regularly, you do get that kind of tingling sensation that can last throughout the whole day, really, all winter time.
Lovely. It's the after swim buzz.
Yeah. But I think it's more than that. You know, I think it's, I don't know, it does something to you. It becomes a bit of an obsession. You know, you get up in the morning and think, oh no, I have to go for a swim, but you can't not, because you know it's going to make you feel so much better.
But I think there's also a thing here from a lot of the ladies that don't necessarily want any change. They want it very basic and very rustic, and it's at odds with the way sort of facilities like leisure facilities are these days. You know, the way you have your gyms and your LA Fitnesses and things like that. It's all high spec stuff. You know, modern equipment and everything else. This is the complete opposite, and I think that's definitely something that appeals to people here. They like being in a natural environment.
I think some people quite like a whole row of hot showers, but actually it's standing in buckets and shivering together, which is part of the charm in a way.
You're so close to nature, and you're so, you know, you swim with the ducks and the kingfishers sometimes, and
we swam with a pair of cormorants the other day.
We did, yes. So you know, you're just, and it's so secluded, and I think it's completely unique. I mean, I haven't heard of another pond like this anywhere.
In summer, when the ducklings swim right past your nose, I mean, it's incredible.
Yeah.
There's no, I can't even describe the happiness I feel when those moments.
So I suffer from a genetic condition that causes lots of pain, and before I did the winter swimming I was on morphine every day, suffering from really suffering and really struggling with the pain. And I can remember the pain specialists that I see were talking about using heat and cold and how that would really help, and he mentioned ice baths at one point helping cancer patients. And I just remember thinking, well, I have a giant pond like not very far from home that gets really icy, and that was one of the motivations for trying to get through the winter, and it's completely transformed it. So it must just act like a giant anti-inflammatory or a giant TENS machine, but I'm completely off any medication during the day, and that's all we done to winter swimming.
I first came here, I was introduced here by my new partner when I came to London to be with and care, because she was terminally ill, and she introduced me to it. And then as I cared for her, she got more and more ill, more disabled. What had been her sanctuary from illness and pain and discomfort became my sanctuary from her illness and my frustration, anger and slight imprisonment of being a carer. It's such an amazing place for someone who's troubled, just to actually be on your own with nature and in nature and throw yourself into a different medium, that cold, wet stuff. It's quite dark and difficult, but it does really delete everything that's going on. And at my lowest point ever, it was a place I felt I wanted to be. I won't go into detail, but it was an interesting moment when I thought, well, this is it, this is good. And it actually strangely sort of held me. It's a place where I always say it's got arms, just you can float in it and it holds you there. And it turned me around somehow, which was pretty incredible. I didn't bring my hat, and I just, on the way here, I'm going, you didn't bring your hat. How'd you do it? Okay. Wish for spring, wish spring is here. Wish for all that's to come. Wish for whatever you wish.
That way!
Everything to look forward to.
Absolutely.
Alright, wherever it takes us, whatever happens.
Absolutely.
Oh.
It gave me something really different to hang on to. I don't know, I called it Church of Pond. It's like you come in the summer and there's always loads of people, and it's a nice thing to do, but you don't feel part of something. And swimming the whole way through the winter, I think because there's so few of us that do it, it felt like I found this sort of tribe of like-minded women in a massive city, and we all felt the same. Like we all got it didn't matter who we were or what we did or what age we were, but we all got the same out of it. And my husband was like, you're almost treating it like a religion, like you have to, it's somewhere to go. It's sort of become my safe place, I guess. And somebody the other day had their head under the water, and I sort of said, I've not managed to do that all winter. Like, it's the one bit I've not managed to, I swim, but I very rarely properly dunk under. And she said, well, to me, that's like baptism. It's like washing it all away. And I get that feeling of you can kind of come to the pond, in pain or upset or, feeling anything, and it washes it all away. You come out feeling incredible. And you can spot the women on the way out that have been in, because they are literally grinning from ear to ear.
Having watched so many women come here with so many different feelings, frustration and anger, and happiness and joy and delirium and illness and pain and distress, general distress, and see them come out of the pond afterwards and realise that it's been left in the pond. It's quite an awesome deep puddle because it can hold this stuff and continually replenish people. Then you see this, them walk out and go bliss or heaven, these words just pop out of their mouths. That change in one single moment is what this pond's about. I think it makes you stop and it makes you say, now is what's important.
Oh, I get only feel reflecting in the sunlight and the mist coming off the water. Oh my god. Remember your breathing.